Welcome to Realtree today. I've got a very special guest, Mr. Earl Thompson from All Pro Wildlife Services. He's the fellow that comes up here to Realtree Farms and does all of our predator control, otherwise known as trapping. And it's unreal the results we've had up here since Mr. Earl's been up here trapping. So, Earl, tell us a little bit about why it's so important to trap or to control these predators and what damage they can do to a deer herd.
Well, you know, deer hunters and turkey hunters spend millions of dollars every year on food plots, supplemental feeding, doing everything they can to increase the population of deer and turkey. Well, once you pass the food plots and the supplemental feeding, which is great, which is absolutely great, because you're improving the health of your deer herd and your turkey population. But until you go in and take out the predators, you're not going to have the increase in population that you're looking for until you take the predators out.
It's crazy the damage that coyotes are doing to deer herds, not only here in Georgia, but anywhere across the country.
I've taken so far 18 coyotes off of this Realtree farm this year, which I take about that number. My highest number when I first started was 27. You think about if those coyotes only eat 2 fawns in a spring, just 2 apiece. All right, we got 18 coyotes, it eats 2 fawns, that's 36 fawns. There's no way supplemental feeding and food plots is going to increase your population as much as trapping will.
One of the things you said the other day was that a lot of people believe that, I think you said later in the spring it's the time to trap, and you said, no, that's not right. It's now, which is January, February.
You're better off January, February, and March. I love March. And a fella told me one time, an older guy says, you know, if you're going to take a vacation, take it in April and May, because coyotes just do not cooperate in April and May.
Why is that?
Well, they denned up.
Okay.
They're raising their puppies. They're not going to travel any further away from those puppies than they have to collect food.
And then you also talked about the importance of when you hit the jackpot and you catch that pregnant coyote. That's like winning the lottery.
You're doing away with not just the female that's here, this bred, you're doing away with the whole litter. So if you take out 4 females, 18 coyotes plus 4 bred females that produce 6 apiece, that's 24 more coyotes that will not be on this property next year to kill fawns.
How many coyotes on average do you think you can catch in 2 months on 500 acres of land that's been left alone?
Normally, 8-10 would be a great catch on 500 acres in 15 days.
Well, we got one caught, big old coyote. Look at that joker.
Yes, sir. He's hooked up.
He is hooked up, isn't he? He ain't happy, is he?
No, he's having a bad day, and right now he's got his butt in the fire. Ain't bad. He ain't gonna like that either.
Now, why did you decide to set the trap here?
Well, you got this road that goes down to the big timber, and they're gonna funnel out of there, and when they get to here, they go in one way or the other and work the edge of these food plots, and they use these weeds and brush along these edges for cover so they can get up closer to whatever they're trying to kill, a deer, a fawn, or whatever. And so you got a natural funnel way, and if they're coming out, they're gonna go one way or the other. If they're coming in, they're coming into this road to go back into the big woods, and it's just a natural travel way for them. And you just learn over the years to set up in these natural travel ways, and they produce for you.
Yeah.
You see any blood on that foot?
No, I don't see any blood. What's that? What's that mean?
That's an offset, and when it comes together, you got this. Let me throw it. You got that offset to where the trap doesn't come together, and that stops it from breaking bones and crushing and cutting and all that kind of stuff. That is probably the most humane and most comfortable, if you can call it comfortable, trap there is to use on coyotes. We're gonna change this setup and probably just make a punch hole set out of it. We got coyote odor. This whole spot, this whole catch circle is just wrapped up in coyote odor. You got urine, you probably got some droppings laying here. You usually do around the set. So we got enough coyote odor here. We gonna clean the hole back out a little bit, work it up, get this little dirt, and put back in the sifter. We get the trap set. Get it set back down in here, in the trap bed. And you got little pieces of grass. You got all green grass, dried grass, everything that's around the set is got that trap covered. And the most important thing when you set the trap, first time, second time, 10th time, is it cannot move. If you can go around that trap and tap all 4 corners and it don't move, you're ready to put the dirt on. This is what I use for pan cover. It's a landscaping cloth. Some folks put them under the jaws and everything. I just want mine to cover the pan and stay inside the jaws. And put a little dirt on it to hold it right where I want it while I'm putting the rest of the dirt on. Now we got rain coming, so I'm gonna run this dirt through this sifter and fill in these cracks and crevices, because if we don't, it'll just cave in when the rain hits it. And now we just gonna put a little gland lure, and right now I'm using matrix gland, and it's working. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I just put a dab here because we already got so much odor. I'm just gonna stick it right back up. I'm not even gonna make a punch hole. I'm just gonna stick it right back up in that grass. And then I'm gonna take some good, pure coyote urine.
The real stuff.
The real stuff is absolutely right. I don't mind putting it on there. You put a bunch of it, put at least an ounce. Put at least an ounce. Use plenty of urine to make him think you got all the scent from the coyote that was caught. But I want him to think there's been another coyote up here and marked too.
Well, there you have it on Realtree today with Mr. Earl Thompson, master trapper extraordinary. What a kind, great man, and he's taught us a lot here. So join us next week for another episode of Realtree Today.